Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Bella Abu Ahmed, and I'm a researcher and analyst on economic issues in Nigeria. Now, I would like to discuss a bit about the recent speech by Donald Trump, the President of the United States, of designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern. It causes due to existential, he called it due to existential threat to Christians in Nigeria, that there is wanton killing, indiscriminate killing of Christians in the country. Now, to start with, in international warfare, though I'm not a security expert, so this I stand to be corrected. There is, in international warfare, there is what they refer to as, false flag, that is used in covert operations. False flag is a situation where you create a false image of your enemy so that you can have reason to attack, that country or region. And another term they use to describe this false flag is casus belli. This casus belli is a Latin word that means an act to provoke or justify war. So if you want to justify a war, you create a false flag, or you call it casus belli. Another term that is used to describe this act this mischievous act is pretext for war. Now, pretext for war is an action that is not true to justify war. And then the fourth term that is also used in the military warfare is strategic deception. That is military. It's a military doctrine that encompasses, false flag. Okay, so these terminologies all refer to you creating a false story about a particular region or country or your enemy, so that you justify, you can carry out a covert operation to attack that region. We have numerous examples where these concepts are deployed in recent times. For instance, the US, there is an attack in Afghanistan in 2001 and 2021. That is after the September 11th attack of the Twin Towers in the US. Now, even that attack of the Twin Towers, there are so many analyses that, it could have a reason. There are so many analyses that allege that even the attack on the Twin Towers was a false flag. It was created, a covert operation that was carried out to justify attack in the Middle East and other countries such as Afghanistan. So in 2001, Afghanistan was attacked immediately after the September 11 attack. It was targeted at Al-Qaeda. It was said that Afghanistan is the hub of Al-Qaeda terrorists that were headed by Osama bin Laden. Now, in Yemen was attacked later in 2002. Yemen was attacked also. Yemen was linked to issues of ISIS, which is another labeled terrorist organization that has links with Al-Qaeda. Iraq was also attacked in 2003. Still, Iraq was attacked under the pretext that the government of Saddam Hussein harbors weapons of mass destruction in the country. Now, that war devastated the country, reduced Iraq to ashes. In fact, Afghanistan too and Yemen, they were all reduced to ashes. And then at the end of the day, no any weapons of mass destruction was discovered. This has been covered live on so many TV channels. And then Libya was attacked in 2011 by the US or the Allied forces under the pretext, the false flag that Gaddafi regime, plans to carry out a massive attack in Benghazi to kill civilians due to the Arab Spring. At that time there was many riots and protests in the Arab world, especially North Africa, where there were so many attempts of revolution. So they said that Gaddafi has mobilized troops heading to Benghazi to carry out mass killing. That was why they had to, bomb Libya, attack Libya en masse aggressively, that destroyed the entire country. And then in Syria was attacked also in 2013 under the pretext that it also harbors ISIS terrorists that are linked to Al-Qaeda. And then the most commonest or the recent attack is in Iran. Iran has scuffled with Israel, and then Iran was also attacked. And now there is something common with these countries that have been attacked, which in my opinion cannot be coincidental. For instance, all these countries have immense resources, mineral resources. For instance, Afghanistan has enormous mineral and metal wealth. It has the largest deposit of lithium. Lithium is the substance that is used in batteries, in so many electronic devices, but especially batteries. Especially now that we have electronic cars and solar gadgets that rely on batteries, this lithium, Afghanistan has the largest deposit. Yemen has crude oil as its major resource with about 3 billion barrels. And then Iraq is the fifth oil producer with a deposit of about 145 billion barrels of crude oil. Libya has about 48, is the largest oil, it has the largest oil reserve in Africa with about 48 billion. Its resource is higher than, oil resource is higher than that of Nigeria. That of Nigeria is about 37 billion barrels. And then Syria has crude oil deposit of about 3 billion. And then Iran, of course, third largest crude oil reserve in the world. It has about 148 billion barrels, equivalent to that of Iraq. Now, the crude oil resource of Iraq or Iran, they're about 5 times that of Nigeria. So you can see that it probably is not coincidental that it is the countries that are very rich in mineral, either mineral or oil, that become the favorite attack centers of the US and its allies. Now, let's come back to Nigeria. I subscribe to the notion by one of my revered professors. He said that Nigeria is a country, but not a nation, because even at inception, we're divided. A country is just a geographical entity, a space, geographical space, but a nation is people that have a common goal, common interest, common target, of which Nigeria is lacking in that respect. So we are a country, but not a nation. Even at independence, we were not united per se. We were lucky to have independence because it became the vogue in Africa, and then the colonial masters are done with exploiting, taking people as slaves to their European countries to work for them. They decided that it is even cheaper for them to allow these slaves to work in their own countries so that they buy the commodities, primary products cheaply. Now, therefore, even at inception, Nigeria was, created on a very porous, rickety foundation because we are ethnic and religiously divided. And then, now what is the way forward? The way forward for Nigeria is unity. We need unity more than any other thing. If you go to Saudi Arabia, it's a clear indication to tell you how divided Nigeria is. Nigeria is the only country that the Muslim pilgrims, they go to Saudi with 37 uniforms. This is to tell you that while other countries, they have one identity, because there is no issue of indigene, which is an obsolete document. Most countries, they only carry their passports, but not indigene that, degrades you to a particular state or confines you to a particular ethnic group or state. So we need probably constitutional review on that matter. And then we have to address the issue of corruption, where one person will steal the entire resource that are meant to service a state or a ministry nationwide. This issue of corruption has to be addressed so that people, Nigerians, will have the spirit of nation building. It is only when the country works for you, things work, that people will have this spirit of nationalism. But when you feel you are deprived, when you feel you are relegated by your government, there's no way you will have patriotism for such country. And then another issue that is important is responsible and accountable leadership. That is what Nigeria requires, good governance. It is only when there is good governance that basic infrastructures will be provided in all parts of the country by all the ministries, MDAs, by states, by LGAs, that you will have people will feel relaxed and all this agitation will pipe down, so that we focus on the issue of nation building. And then part of this also include inclusive governance, where every community will feel it's adequately represented. There will be a level playing ground for everybody in the country to contribute towards his or her development. Thank you very much.